What if I told you that this plane here is a boat? Now, you may believe I'm completely crazy and I've got no logic inside my brain whatsoever, but I'm gonna prove you wrong, and that saying, build anything but a boat, is completely false. That does not apply to build a boat for treasure in any way, in any form whatsoever. I have the Merriam-Webster dictionary pulled up. Boat is a noun, of course, and the definition is that it's a small vessel for travel on water. You may be thinking, well, a vessel's like a ship, right? So obviously you're wrong, and your point has no meaning. Pulling up the definition of vessel in the same dictionary says a container, such as a cask, bottle, kettle, cup, or bowl, for holding something.
This is so dumb.
Hey, listen, my student. The second definition is a person in whom some quality such as grace is infused. Yeah, I don't know what I just read. Anyways, now, of course, it says such as a cask, bottle, for holding something, a container. Now, obviously, this is a cargo ship, coincidentally, and it holds cargo. So this is obviously a boat. Could these BattleBots be boats? As a matter of fact, yes. You see, Vlad the Impaler over here is made to hold other bots and carry them. So yes, this is a ship. Sometimes you see a bot like, let's take Malice for example, as a horizontal spinner, and there's no way this would be containing something, right? Well, this bot is actually, I'm lagging bad right now.
Oh my gosh, this is the worst time to be happening. They're shutting down the server.
Oh my gosh, they're shutting down the server? Nah.
Like, literally as we were recording.
Okay, well, I can still speak. So, because Malice is still in the frame, you may be thinking, he can't hold anything, and the server's going to be shutting down in 10 seconds. But he holds fury and envy and motivation to battle. So therefore, he is a ship. Containing that envy, containing that vengeance, seeking the win. Definitely a ship. Obviously, the dictionary is talking about a physical matter, a physical thing that's being contained. Well, I can answer that too. You see, this bot, Malice, is containing this spinner. And when you look back at the dictionary, yes, it does say B, another answer, is a ship. But a ship is the same thing as a boat. So therefore, my point has already been cleared. Now, let's go show some real examples in Build-A-Boat of real boats. If you really want to argue with me, you can look at the definition and read that it's for travel on water, and also it's for holding something. To get really technical, see this cannon on Double Jeopardy? It's for holding rockets, and also you can say the same as Double Jeopardy is also for travel on water, as you can see right now. Now the AFK farm over here, this cannot be a boat. Allow me to prove you negative once again. It's made to hold the player and contain them. AFK farms obviously go across the water, and as they go across the water, it's for travel on water. And so you're traveling on water to the chest, obviously for treasure, the name of the game. Henceforth, an AFK farm is also a boat. There's some things you'd be thinking like, what about a billboard that says subscribe to Segway6268? That's not a boat, but let me tell you, it contains valuable, important information that you must acknowledge. And for travel on water, well, there's many different thoughts for this. You could knock it down, make it sail down the river. But another theory is that once it grabs a hold of your attention, sometimes your eyes may be so bad you can't read the text. So its grasp in your mind gives you enough adrenaline and love for it that you cross the sea. And since you've crossed the sea, it's for travel on water. Now, if that didn't make sense to you, you can always go back to school, restudy some topics.
So you say a AFK farm travels across the water, but here's the thing though, and to my confusion, is how quite literally is making contact with this thing that we stand on called the ground and grass, and it's not even traveling across the water. As you can see, it's just a spinning, rotating portal moving like a centrifuge over the plot. And it teleports you to the other side.
I see your explanation, young lad, but allow me to prove my case. as trustworthy. You see, you take a boat, and let's say, for instance, it had a paddle. Now, if you leave one paddle on the grass, that automatically doesn't disqualify it as a boat. And also, hence, there's multiple portals of the AFK farm that travels across the seas, so you can go through every black wall down there to obtain the most gold. Now, you're being traveled across water to get to the chest. It's okay for a little bit of the farm to be touching the grass, because like I said, what if an oar of a boat is touching the grass? It's still part of the boat, but, it's just not in one big compact thing. But it's still a boat, if that makes any sense to you, which it should.
Fair point.
Alright, nice. And also, in the meantime, for any nerds exclaiming, "Ha! These trees are obviously not boats." Well, let me tell you, once they become driftwood, they are used for travel on water, and they can contain leaves and other microorganisms that live inside of them. And I see Airfoily has loaded another plane. Now you may say, well, it's not a boat because you can also fly above the water and you're flying in the sky. That's technically not travel on water. In Minecraft, people often use boats to transport villagers and other materials on land. And, well, it's still a boat. So, if a boat can be used off of water, then why can't a boat, aka a plane, be used off of water too? They both can travel on water, and this man is about to demonstrate to us traveling on water. Next, you may believe that a flag or a flagpole cannot be classified as a boat. Well, like I said, once it may be tipped or falls onto the grass, it can be used for travel on the water, and it contains the person riding it. Same thing as a boat, contains the person. Same for the grass. What if the grass detaches from the ground and it goes into the water? But you believe. You can't ride in dirt or grass because it just separates and just falls apart in the water. Fair point, but allow me to prove my case. You see, if this grass and dirt is collectively placed, kind of like a boat, which is all collectively mashed together, it forms something. Something you can use to carry yourself, to transport yourself across the water. A bunch of wooden planks to make a regular boat wouldn't be the boat itself. So this grass technically isn't the boat itself, but once you mush into the shape or whatever shape you want for transportation across the water, then yes, the grass is a boat. And also to clarify, in the title of the game, there's two words that end the name. For treasure. Anybody can ride a battlebot, or a flag, or a log, or grass to find treasure. It may not be the most effective thing, such as a really weak wooden boat, but you can use anything to find treasure. Now there is some controversy though. You see, take oxygen, or hydrogen, for example. How do you classify this in the category I am speaking of? Oxygen, for example, you use it to transport yourself from place to place, because without it, you die. You can't do anything without oxygen. And so, if you cross water, you use oxygen. So technically, it's for travel on water because it keeps you alive. And it keeps you able to do the act you're attempting to commit. Now, for holding something. Well, the oxygen holds your life stable. It holds you in a reasonable manner where you can stay alive. As a matter of fact, air all around you, gravity, it holds you in place. And most people wouldn't want to get that technical, so I'll steer away from that ship. And the part where people say build, in the title, that really doesn't matter because you can practically build anything. And as a matter of fact, I've practically proved everything. So if you have any objections to exclaim in the comments, please do so. Now, allow me to exit this video properly. Peace.